Good morning. Welcome to the collective. This is the first November stream. We didn't do it on Friday and we didn't do it on Monday. And yesterday I didn't really like the price action, so we decided not to stream then either. But today we're streaming just for the sake of streaming, actually. It's not like the price action's going to be super good today from what I'm expecting, but we have had a really volatile overnight session.
4 hour looks terrible. Looks like chop.
Yeah. Yesterday's open right here, we worked lower, 360 some points into the new week opening gap from October 24th. Then we had that 4 hour gap formed from the 2 a.m. candle, traded into it at 6 a.m. and then 10 a.m. reversed and continued lower, right? Dropped down into the discount of this range. We can mark this out. Right, so we're trading into that optimal trade entry, the OT, I guess. Also, this order block, that last down move here right before we rallied on the all-time highs. We've actually closed below the new week opening gap though, so I'm watching as we trade back into it to see how we react. So there's a little 4 hour gap right here, super small compared to the other move that we are in. So I'm watching and seeing if this is going to be a good high here. Okay, I'm going to switch time frames. ES is actually pretty similar to what NQ's done here. It's just closer to the sell side. Gonna remove yesterday's stuff here. Yeah. So I've got, why are my drawings on the chart?
Did you check the mics? The mics good?
They're good.
All right, sweet. News, we have the pre-NFP NFP.
Yeah.
Which didn't do anything. And then we have geez. We got PMI at 10 a.m. as well. So probably waiting for 10 a.m. Also allows the 4 hour chart to hopefully clean up a little bit. We have SMT with the previous day's low with YM. YM is starting to get the expansion higher, which is nice. I would like to see, for the bullish scenario, the hourly gap get traded to on NQ.
Yeah, I gotta get my drawings up. They're not showing up.
But again, I want this 4 hour candle to close, give a little bit more insight into what we're going to do.
So I've done something. I've actually got the 6 a.m. low here marked out as London's low, even though it says it's my New York AM session low. I'm going to keep that there.
Okay, so there's the hourly gap on NQ. We'll see how it reacts if we reject off that 4 hour and inverse this hourly gap with SMT at Asia's high, I guess. I do prefer the SMT at the previous day's low though. But looking at YM's just like forming a, what do they call it? A wedge, a descending wedge or something. It's just like getting tighter and tighter in that range. So according to
converging
retail,
channel.
yeah, according to retail logic, this should blast off right away here.
Well, not necessarily. It would, according to their logic, drop down one more time unless it breaks the high. And if it breaks the low.
ES also traded to its hourly gap, which is nice. Small little hourly gap.
Where are we going here? So, and if we look at the rally here, so this is the from 6, this is the 6 a.m. candle so far. We open pretty much straight up. It's taking London high, which were relative equal highs at the time, which would have been a very good target after this manipulation. Then you run and also take out Asia high and then into that 4 hour there. Get a little bit of accumulation in that 4 hour, and then it just starts to slowly drop lower into the hourly gap here, right? So me, I'm kind of leaning more bearish. I want to see us get through equilibrium of this range here and work towards London low and Asia low for the higher time frame to then have that internal sweep to then go higher to up there, which is quite a ways away. I mean, even in Asia session today, we've had 300 points to the downside and then back up, right? that consolidation in London session was still within a 100-point range. So I'm gonna wait for this first 15-minute to close, and that's gonna give me quite a bit of direction here. We got a very small regular trading hours gap. $20. It's usually quite a bit more.
So far, good reaction off that hourly gap. Don't think I'm gonna get in on this initial reaction. I do want to wait for the 10 a.m. news. I guess it is in a bit yet. But yeah, no, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for 10 a.m. Wait for this forward to close. Make sure we do react off this hourly with a good closure.
Got quite a bit of volume here.
Yeah, 100-point move already off that, off the open.
Oh yeah, the down move. Yeah.
I guess yeah, that's not open. Oh, Max came to join.
Sorry, the dog came in with the mute the mic. He was howling.
Okay, so we had the 2-minute change in state and the 1-minute change in state trading to a 1-minute gap there.
You look at those relative equal highs there, though. Like, it's a decent initial target. And it's a good reaction off of that hourly gap. So, today I had a really open bias just because of the fact that we took both the range high and low, and it was both the S&P, the previous day's low, and the Asia's high, and we have the 4-hour gap and the 1-hour gap. Right? When we're in between all of that, I do not have a fixed bias. I'm very just cautious. I'm just observing, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna get this move higher. I want to see this 1-minute gap hold that we're trading in right now. Wouldn't really want to see us trade to that lower 1-minute. I'd like to see that be used as a breakaway. YM's getting a move lower now. So still not leaving its consolidation.
guess this week hasn't been that bad of a trading week. I didn't trade yesterday, but Monday was a real good. Nice short there. On the Twitter, I posted the short here. I can pull it up. We can talk about it. Well, we're kind of in between everything right now. I mean, we can see that both ES and Q failed to take this high right here, and then both failed to take this low here, and it's now just in between the two, right? So to clear it up, I want to see one of them taken. Yeah, this is the chart. What the fuck? Holy shit, that zoomed in. This is the chart I took on Monday here. So it'd be nice if we could see this, something like this today, but so yeah, looking at like longs, it would have been nice if we could have dropped down, take that low, like I said. It does feel like these relative equal highs are a good target with this reaction off of that hourly. And for the bearish case, I wanted this last 15-minute candle that we just had. I wanted it to close pretty much below that hourly, but for sure below here. So not getting that 15-minute change in state, reacting off of that hourly gap is fairly bullish. So it's kind of really messy, though, the price action here. I mean, up and like I'd open here, it's fine, but to the left, there's not really an imbalance. There's only the 1 minute here that we inverse. Yeah, so the hourly close as well. We're actually back to bullish on the hourly candle.
Looks like we're gonna inverse that 4 hour as well, which would be good.
We took those highs.
Yeah,
almost took those.
Yeah. So what I'd look for is, considering this hourly candle is most likely gonna just keep expanding, and then also expand into 10. If we form like a 5 minute gap or something here, I'd hop in there probably.
I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to get in on the candle before this one, so that's nice.
I did want to wait until news, but this that hourly candle is pretty convincing, and I don't really expect us to go all the way back down to the low after that move. I mean, I could just take a positional entry and enter right at 10 a.m. We're going to get that 15-minute order block as well off of the hourly. Which is good. It's that 3 minute gap.
It's definitely it confirms the direction though. I think this is.
Yeah, so I'd take this 3 minute gap long.
So again, if I kind of break down how I was framing bias here today, as we trade into that hourly gap, I'm watching what we do out of it. It's simple as that, right? Because off of the session lows, could have potentially said that I want to see it work through there. But then as you trade down into the hourly gap and don't do that, don't get that 50-minute close and then get the bullish reaction, you're left with one direction, up. So now I can say that we probably go above this internal high here. It's actually a really big move, maybe not, 300 points. But a higher time frame, I could say that we're delivering out of the daily imbalance here, and we'll come back up to these highs. I feel like we didn't finish business at those highs. We left them relatively equal. So I'd like to see those taken out. If we can continue higher here, would be great. We have just taken this internal high, obviously, so I'm watching. When I see the continuous bullish market, right? So we hold bullish PD raise as we expand. I don't want to see it reverse right here. A retracement would be nice. We had that 5-minute close there. You're gonna get your wish of wait until 10 a.m.
Yeah.
But not that there's gonna be a trade after it. I'm just saying.
I know.
You'll have waited till 10 a.m.
I got in small size on my one account, and then by the time I got to my other ones, it was already pumping. So I'm only in on one account here, and it's not even full size. So we'll see. We have the 5-minute that we're gonna form here in 4 minutes. So if that can stay,
you know how beautiful that
if that forms and we trade to that, I'd enter on there.
You know how beautiful that 5-minute is? It's pretty perfect.
The reason I wanted to be in before
the internal high?
No, well, just before 10 a.m. is because this scenario here, and if we don't get the retracement lower.
I thought you wanted to be in after 10 a.m.
Well, initially, yeah, but that reaction is just too obvious.
Yeah. I wanted to take the candle at 9:46, the close there. But before I could shift through the time frames to, get that, the last double check you do before you enter a position. You know that? How that usually happens.
Yeah.
Before I could do that, it had already taken the high out. So.
Yeah, I wasn't really worried about the high getting taken, just because I could frame the low being like the hourly candle, so just expect it to pump through. I mean, but yeah, ideally you're in before.
Oh yeah, that was just my entry. I'm just saying I just didn't get that first entry there. There's always the retracement trade, and that's the good thing about having a pretty adaptive model. Like, just understanding the logic of what your entry model is derived from, right? Okay, what do you need to happen prior? What confluences do you need? What structure, right? So in this case, even though we've taken this internal high, that's not a disqualifying part of the trade. It doesn't disqualify it, right? We can look at, we delivered from the hourly. We have this expansion leg. We can retrace, get the internal model from there, and continue higher after 10 a.m.
Yeah, so I'd be looking for 10 a.m. to trade into that 5-minute gap, and then just from there expand. Hopefully we can get that retracement though, and we don't just pump without it.
Oh, if we had that internal sweep at those in the hourly gap there, would have been nice. You know how ES got really close to it? I was looking for that SMT, if we could have done that.
Holy man. Yeah, and I was just about to get in on my other accounts too. And then as I was switching charts, or switching accounts, it just fucking started pumping.
Not quick enough. Maybe quicker. All the good entries though, they usually give you at least two chances to get in. All the good trades.
Yeah, so we're gonna get that 15-minute change in state, but that's a deep retracement now to get. I mean, it's yeah, like 80 points.
I'm not really worried about missing this trade if it just continues to run to the upside. If I can't find an entry, it doesn't really bother me. Well, I got time. I'm gonna make a coffee.
So if this trade runs to the high from 1020 from yesterday, it'll be a 4.4 R. Oh wait, no, sorry. 3.6 R. 3.6 R to high from yesterday's AM session. Four minutes until 10 a.m. We are most likely going to form a second 5-minute gap. But in order for me to take a fair value gap entry based on the tap, I would need to see the lower one for the risk to make sense. But if we trade into the upper one and get internal confirmation on like the 1 or 3 minute, then I'd just hop in there. All right, there's 10 a.m. news. YM wicked down into the 5-minute gap. NQ just fell short. I'd like to see us trade into that 5-minute gap.
Upper one or lower one?
Well, lower one would be better for an entry, but I don't know if we're gonna get that low. So we'll see.
Yeah. So in expansions, a lot of the time you don't trade down to the lower one, right? So I would just look at the upper one.
Yeah. I was thinking about just market buying the upper one and just having a little bit of a looser stop. And then letting it go.
I can't really do that.
Still 2R, so. Might not even trade to it. ES and YM traded to it, but
If it just runs, I'll miss out on everything. It's fine. Not really one for top blasting. I don't want to just chase this.
oh yeah, little wide.
For 50 points.
Yeah, I'm in on the almost tap of that 5-minute gap. Just having a little bit of a looser stop below both 5 minutes.
Oh, that's a big.
Not 100% full size, but with this size of the stop loss, I can't add one more contract because it will increase it too much. Still 1.8R.
You could add if we get internal model and trail, right? And that's what you were gonna do, but it is scary how big that stop loss is. I don't think I could swallow that one. That is a big pill.
Size is fine though.
Oh yeah, I know the size is fine. I'm not talking about the risk. I'm talking about how big it is.
I'm good. It's below the 4-hour inversion. It's below the 15-minute change in state. It's below the 5-minute gap. So
Okay, we got that retracement we want, right? Now, how picky am I? Well, we'll see. We'll see what kind of internal model we get, and
I just didn't want if this upper 5-minute gets tapped and then we get like a move off of it right away. I don't want to have a stop loss at that internal low necessarily because it feels.
I want
tight.
like a good. I need a good internal model to take that stop loss at the internal low here. Holy shit! I just realized that chart's not in the run right there. That's what we're talking about. If it just wicks and runs straight up, I just sadly don't think I'll be able to get in there. Because I don't usually take the test, just the first tap of fair value gaps there. So I suppose that this is the target for me up there. Fuck. I'm trying to look at What's Bitcoin down to? Wow, it dropped to 99.
Really?
98.
What's it back up to now?
Oh, 102, but 103. What is it? Right now it's 103, yeah. But just to drop to that is impressive. I mean, I would have, like, structurally looking at the chart, I would have assumed off of this, but and then go to 98,000 would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, NASDAQ.
Yeah, so there's the there's the entry, I guess, eh?
No.
The 5-minute order block in 4 minutes.
So that's why I said no. This is just the fuck. It is though, hey.
Yeah, hourly candle opens lower into the 5-minute gap, 5-minute order block.
We are in that bearish hourly, so I'm just holding off for a second.
Yeah, so on that retracement, I added on my main accounts, and then I added again on the account that I got in on earlier.
So another reason I just don't like taking the tap of a fair value gap as an entry. I used to, but I would find often that I'm entering on the tap of it, let's say, and the stop loss is, let's say, at the low, and we don't get an internal model inside of that. That would say we should long. It just trades into it and runs right through it. Obviously, that is me being wrong at that moment with the bias, but having that confirmation just adds another layer of protection to getting into entries before they're ready, you could say. Now, in this case, this isn't quite the internal I wanted, but it's a form of internal. I'm not in the trade here. I can't really put my stop loss at those lows, and I would not feel that comfortable, especially now we're trading into an hourly gap here. You can see it.
I'll most likely be
you
going
can't
to
see
break even on this trade when YM starts taking the highs from yesterday. So we have the pre-market buy side, or not pre-market, the AM session buy side, and then we have the previous day's high on YM, which are relatively close to each other. So once YM starts splicing through those highs, then I'll trail my stop loss to break even on NQ.
Yeah. I'm not hopping in shorts. I mean, I'm not hopping in longs aggressively. I'm watching because if it displaces and runs through all those imbalances, well, I would be shorting. So what I want to see for the long case, which is where I'm leaning, take that internal low, then good, with a good displacement candle. So we have a gap there, and then run right through that. Draw it out here. Run right through that. Oh, fuck. Run right through it. There we go. So, drop lower, a rally gap, run right through it. Would be nice to see. I'm also looking at the possibility for a short setup. Like I said, if it displaces through that upper 5-minute gap, but that's the only thing there. Otherwise, if we reversed right now, I'd be in longs. Oh, I know, not right now. We'd have to go a little bit lower. Take that internal low. Oh no, I got so close to that low. We could also close a 15-minute candle here. Okay. Which forms the 15-minute gap, right? If we look at the 4-hour candle, the previous 4-hour candle actually closed with no wick on the high end, which is interesting. Then we open up, manipulate the internal high, and we're selling off here. So,
You're looking for shorts?
yep. If we get through the 5-minute, took that internal low, 15-minute close there. We do have the 15-minute gap, so holding as long as we're holding this 5-minute gap.
You guys are both fading me over here.
As long as we're holding the 5-minute, 15-minute gap, then I'm still looking for longs. But if it's getting, dude, calm down. If it's getting ran, then I'm looking for shorts. The only reason I say that is because there hasn't been internal model yet. So I'm still looking for the longs in the case that it forms internal model. But if it were to display something that doesn't look so bullish, and kind of confirm that 10 a.m. high, then yeah, looking for the opportunity to the downside. But if I were to weigh it out, kind of, and say what are the odds that we're running higher as opposed to what are the odds we run lower, I'd be about 70-30. So 70 being we run higher. Right there, that low took the internal low, formed SMT, which I can mark out so you guys can see it. Right there. No, this is a real SMT. But I will only give a shit about it if it actually holds. then I say it's an S&P. Kind of an issue. That down move into that 5 minute again, into the 15 minute, doesn't look that clean. There's no imbalances to inverse and whatnot, and that's what I mean by it doesn't look that clean. Like the internal model looks a little worse now.
I mean, as we got this 5 minute change in state out of that 50 minute.
That would be my entry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably add in trail there as well.
Add in trail.
$30.
I actually hope it doesn't get it. I hope it goes down lower for the sake of having maybe a cleaner entry. Well, fuck it. Listen to me for once. Holy. The bearish 5 minute close. Okay, we're invalidating that SMT. Nope, sorry, it's still put in, but it's just a different low now.
You're missing your entry here. Good reaction off that 15 minutes so far. But missing your long here.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
ES traded to that 15-minute now. Both getting good
Okay,
reaction.
I just bought. I don't even have the chart up. They don't even know where I'm filled. Where's
Haven't
my
got the-
chart?
I haven't got the 5-minute change in state yet, but
There we go.
got the 3-minute, 2-minute, and 1-minute breaker. No SMT anymore at the lows. I'm
Just about missed that one.
not trailing my stop loss yet either, because there's no SMT internally.
Could you imagine?
I
I'm
would
just
wait for-
about. I literally just about missed that chart. That'd be so stupid.
I'd be waiting for this 15-minute to close to even consider trailing. I'd want that 15-minute order block off of the 15-minute gap.
In a very tricky situation, my only TP is really far away, or like my good drawn liquidity is really far away, and I don't trade to just the internal high usually. What I think I'll do is just go 2R. What do I need more than that? Let me find. I'm just gonna go mark out everything I can see on the left here, and try and find a TP.
I mean, really the only thing I see is there's an unfilled 15-minute gap pretty much at the buy side. Besides that, it's just the buy side.
You're right.
So
I'm looking. Like I'm trying to deep dive into it here.
I'm probably just gonna hold it to that high from yesterday, AM session. Five minutes until we get this 15-minute order block. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's literally just those highs there.
We did get the 5-minute change in state.
We also inversed the 4-hour and kind of didn't really, not traded back into it, but kind of traded back into it. Like if you,
Actually, we do have an SMT with the lower 5-minute gap. YM traded into that. So there is SMT there. And then that is confirmed with this 5-minute order block. So, yeah, once this 5-minute candle closes, I'm going to trail. Or once we take this internal high.
yeah, I'm only going for a 2R here. Around that buy side. What the fuck? What the shit just happened? Why did my tool go so big there? Okay. Fill price is actually really good for once. So I don't want to have to. I don't want to hold it. It'd be a 4R if I'm holding it to the buy side, and I'm not really about that. Right there. The confidence I feel in a 2R is much higher, and I want that. Now this is like a plus continuation trade. The only thing is they didn't hold that SMT there, but that's fine. It just had that internal manipulation. Also, this internal high is the break-even level because ES would be falling slightly short of it, and it'd be a super tight SMT, but it would be an SMT. Plus just the internal highs. I'll move to break-even. So we're going to break-even. I've got a good break-even price, so. Now looking for the expansion to 7770. Wait, no. Yes, 25,777. That's my TP. What's an extra 20 points to the side here?
$30 seconds till those 50-minute closes. I do want to see that order block form. I see us close back below there.
30 micro points until they get stopped at break even. 30 ticks, I should say. It got real close to my break even.
Yeah, we did get the 50-minute order block.
I'm fully confident that if I take this break even, it most likely goes to that low. The amount of break even. It's totally fine because I hate the look of that S&T there. It did bottom tick me though. It was the lowest. My break even was at the lowest price I went to.
We got a really good fill on my one account. The fill's at like the 50% of that, or the CE of that 5-minute gap that we traded to, which is, it's almost at the low of the retracement there. So that counts a break even. My other accounts are also break even, but it feels a little bit tight because of the 15-minute. I do want to be below, but we did take the internal high and we're failing to displace through it. So I don't want to see it get a deep retracement after that.
So far booked a break even day. Ah, green. I'm actually green on the day. It's break even, but I'm green.
No, we're back up to 26 subscribers.
I don't think it ever went down.
We have a net of 24 the other day. But it's back.
All right. Ah, look at that. That break even bit me in the ass.
I don't like the hesitation here.
I still trust my break even. I don't expect it to run higher.
I have my stop trailed to the low inside that 1 minute gap at 1026. It's very balanced there, so I wanted to stay below there.
Your break even?
Yeah. I wanted to add because I was still in pretty light size.
Yeah, when I got in, I was in 5 contracts. Which is
Yeah. I'd like to be in more. But I want to just add here. If I add here, I'd have to trail my or have to put my stop loss back at the low.
I don't think adding right there is a good idea. It's right at the highs that we cannot go above.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at the 50-minute. Like, if we are going to expand higher, it's going to be off of this 50-minute order block right now.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just going to hold out. Maybe I can find an entry later before we take the high from yesterday.
Still quite a ways away. Should be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, even point wise too. That's long ways away. About 100 points, for sure. No, 200 points. Fucking 200 points away. If you can't find an entry for within 200 points, then market's just not offering. So I took that break even just because it was the model I tried. Right, when we come up to a high like that, put an SMT in, I'm always going to break even there. I've never not. And if I ever did, then it would have, I'm pretty sure, burned me. It's probably why it's engraved into my my mind that I go break even there. Plus, we're trading into a opposing PDRA and at the highs and failing to get above them, right? So, in my eyes, I like the break even. If there's a re-entry, perfect. If it's still bullish, perfect.
Hourly candle looks good with that wick and the 50-minute order block, but yeah, it's just slow.
Yeah, so this is fairly slow. We were just sitting and watching it. And it's not looking like I'd want it to look.
There's nothing else for me to do trade management wise. I'm already at break even. Basically just waiting for us to get some movement. I mean, hopefully we can get some speed back here because my take profit at this rate will never get hit.
Well, fuck. I hope it somehow gets me back in first because I got bottom tech on the market.
Honestly, I think the best would be if this hourly candle inverses that hourly gap to the left and gets like a decent move, like a displacement like higher, and then you could just enter in on like a retrace to something. But
you should close it right now.
it's not even worth it.
Why? Oh yeah, you're holding to fucking 300 points higher. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hold there. That's really far. Yeah.
We'll see if there's something that, like, say YM takes previous day's high or something and doesn't look good anymore, then I might take it off. But for now, for me, the draw is that high from pre-market yesterday.
I got taken out by 1.75. Those are my break even. But again, following the rules, so that's not, taking me out of break even. It's like I don't trust the trade anymore. So I follow the rules, and we'll see what the result would have been if I didn't do the break even. Regardless, it's a slow trade, so.
Swept it.
Yeah,
And retracing.
didn't get through it. Yeah, shit. I'm actually happy because I know I'm fading you. I'm sorry, but I'm not fading you. It's just because I got taken in a break even to the tech. I'm not. I don't. It's not that I don't want you to make money. It's that I'm salty.
I was looking at it. Even if I would have taken the 5-minute change in state, like
you talking about?
I would have been inclined to go to break even after that internal high got taken.
Yeah.
So, but I mean,
That's what I did.
It
was a good break even.
This was one of those trades where I had quite a bit of confidence in it, and I would have been, well, actually was debating on just leaving my stop loss at the low. That put in the SMT off that 5-minute gap because I didn't want to get soft to break even. But now, because I didn't add anyway, so it didn't matter. But now I'm for sure fine with this break even with this move.
Could you just imagine if we had, when we took in the high there at 10:30 and had that SMT, it just flushed through everything?
If it would have just pumped.
Well, no, but I'm saying, could you imagine it flushed through everything? That's why I went to break even.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Because we're at the highest price today. Like we're blasting new highs. SMT with ES. Break even in my books that's always a good break even. I will never not go to break even there. Unless, of course, it was super discounted. But it wasn't discounted. That would be in this case. It'd be like
YM took the low again. He took the 1021 low, so the low inside the 5-minute gap. that we had initially. So we have another SMT. So if this SMT holds and we get if we get any like displacement leg, then I would expect this to be the expansion finally. I wouldn't really want to see YM go much lower. Doesn't really make sense to take the low from 9 o'clock hourly low, so 9:30. But I mean, with this
There's
slow grind lower,
there's an SMT at the highs. So I mean, hey, if we get that displacement, then
kind of disregarding all the SMTs at the highs because like
there's one little
internal, yeah.
Or 1 minute high. It's not like a good SMT. I'm just
Well, because YM left relative equal highs with the AM session high from yesterday, which is where my target is on NQ. Different story if YM would have taken that and we'd have SMT with that higher time frame swing. Then different story. But because we left relative equal highs, like I'm still confident in seeing it go higher. I actually kind of like it though because it allows NQ to get caught up if it could start moving. Because if YM would have taken it and we'd have SMT now, it wouldn't be ideal. But if NQ can get at least, halfway there before YM starts to flip and take it. Probably in the live stream, man.
I mean, we're in a trade.
We'll give it like another half an hour if it still hasn't moved. Or obviously get taken out. But if we haven't moved, just end the live stream. Man, I might go make some breakfast while I'm waiting for this trade to move. Oh. I just want to see like 3 good up candles that just form a nice gap. Yeah, ES also swept those highs, just didn't do anything. Whoa, NQ. Getting close to my break even there. Still 20 points away, actually. But still.
Holy fuck! Look at that wick. I would more call it, instead of Tim Hortons, I call it Sing Hortons.
Yeah. That one's better, actually.
You got lucky with your break even price. Uh, Even if I didn't go to break even the first time, I would have got taken out of break even right there.
Yeah. Well, and I was actually debating before we took the high to add and then just trail the break even again, and it would have been probably somewhere within that 1 minute order block, trading into that 1 minute gap, and I would have got taken out. So if I would have added, I would have probably got taken out. Good thing I didn't add.
Fuck, it's running. Fuck. That break even sucks.
Okay, NQ, come on. Keep going.
I don't know. It's kind of been consolidating for too long.
It's a crazy hold. Tyler trades is live. Let's see what he's up to. See if he's in the long as well. No. Oh, he actually. Yeah,
Did you take that first short?
He
Or
cut
first
a,
long?
he cut a decent. Yeah. He got the first long, but he took it off the internal highs.
Yeah. Fuck. This is the end, I fear. This is the end. It's New York. Oh, fuck, it's lunch. No, wait, no, it's not. It's 11. Oh, my time. Oh, my gosh, I forgot about this. My time is off. That's why. I'm gonna change that. Yeah, right there. There we go. Okay. So if I didn't get stopped out the first two times, I would have been out that time. So this is very slow. I'd be fine with ending the live stream here, although not super eventful. Like a trade, so
Yeah, we'll just end it here.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere. All the trades are break even. Take profits at the AM session highs from yesterday. So
obviously
we'll see.
the Twitter will be updated if I take a trade.
And I'll post the trade recap after this trade plays out.
All right. Actually, this was the only live stream we had planned for this week, so because tomorrow's pre NFP, I guess we could do we'll do an NFP live stream, so we'll stream Friday. It's also tentative though, so
Might not be happening.
We'll stream if it happens, so that's what we'll do. All right, we'll catch you guys next live stream. It'll be posted on the Twitter before we live stream if you can catch it. But see you.
See you.